about JT earlier, but you're never at ease as a player, I know. But since he will start this year, you're doing competition, so to speak. Do you notice him at ease a little bit more, or knowing that he doesn't have to worry about a couple other guys playing for the same spot?
I mean, he might be at ease. I'm not sure, but I know like his approach to the game isn't any different than it was last year. I mean, he's fighting for the job last year, trying to be the best quarterback he can be, and then this year he's doing the same thing, trying to be the best quarterback he can be. So I think it's all the same. He always trains the same.
He actually looks like, he sounded kind of stressed, like somebody was asking about fun, and he said, man, it sounds like there's so many expectations in the Ohio State quarterback that he really does carry it a lot on his shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, all of us at Ohio State carry expectation is insane every year to win every game you play. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure, but if you just trust the coaches and trust your training, it'll all work out like it has in the past.
So you guys lost 16 starters, and yet you just talked about there's always high expectations at Ohio State. Like, what would ever have to happen for Ohio State to not be good?
Not be good.
Like, it feels like, well, if anybody's going to get you, maybe it'd be this year with all these guys, all these young guys, but yet people are predicting you guys to win the Big Ten.
I don't know what would have to happen. I mean, I guess the last year we went 6 and 7. All these scandals and coaching change. Maybe that can hurt a program, but we got a freight train going right now, so that'll be hard to stop. And expectations aren't changing yet.
You touched on the B1G situation briefly. I'm curious, as a captain, did you feel you needed to talk to any of the other guys about that? Did you address anybody else on the team about something like that?
We get educated on that so much, so nothing really you can say about it. We get that every 3 weeks. We'll get something on that.
And in terms of an on-field aspect of that, you touched a bit on Mike, obviously, that you guys feel comfortable moving forward with the running back position where it is?
Yeah. I think Mike will have to grow up. It's gonna be a long season. Something he hasn't gone through yet. I think Curtis Samuel will help us out too. That kid's a baller, so he'll get some touches this year and get some freshmen. And we got playmakers all over, so we'll get the ball in their hands and let them go run.
When you lose Zeke, I mean, the guy's the 4th pick in the draft. Doesn't your run game have to take a little bit of a step back? Like, how can you be as good running the ball? And every team is different, I understand that. But I mean, like, how can you be as good running the ball when you lose Ezekiel Elliott?
It starts up front. If we can block better. I mean, we weren't perfect last year in the O-line. We had a couple blemishes here and there. But I think if it starts up front, we can do what we do. And I think we have a great line this year. I think Jamarco is going to be a baller. I think he'll be all Big Ten. Obviously, Billy was all Big Ten nominee last year. Myself, Isaiah's, he's a big dude. He's 6'8", 315 pounds. And I think Mike Jordan will be something special. I think we got a great O-line. And if we can open up holes, it doesn't matter who has the ball. I mean, like I said, Mike Weber he's a beast, and we got Curtis Samuel. And last year when you have someone like Zeke, you can game plan around that. And I think it'll be, maybe a little different since we don't have Zeke. We have playmakers on the edge. We'll get the ball in their hands. But it always starts up front. If we can open up holes, those guys are good enough, talented enough to go and do that. No one knew who Zeke was in 2014, and no one knows who Mike Weber and Curtis are. I mean, they do, but not to that extent yet. I think they can go out and make a name for themselves this year.